Stadium. And it is a beautiful night for baseball here in Sanford, Florida. A little chilly. It's about 60 degrees with a little bit of a breeze rolling through. But we are ready for our final game of baseball here at the Classic Players Invitational, High School Invitational Tournament, excuse me. And you are watching on FloridaLeagueTournaments.com as we have the 8-6 Apopka Blue Darters taking on the 3-11 Lyman Greyhounds. My name's Will Barbera. Thanks so much for joining us here as we get ready for our final game of baseball. It's been a long day of baseballs, longer for some than others. I've only been here since about 1, but some people here have been here since 7 o'clock this morning. So a long day of some very exciting high school baseball. And it all concludes here with this matchup between Apopka and Lyman. As we take a look at the starting lineup for the Apopka Blue Darters up against Bryce. Hold on, I'm going to get it right first time. Niebrugge. Leading things off, shortstop Aiden Riley. Batting second, right fielder Bryce Doss. Batting third, catcher Colin Van Fleet. Batting cleanup, first baseman Tyler Spade. Batting fifth, starting pitcher Jez Hamrick. Batting sixth, second baseman Ty Livingston. Batting seventh, left fielder Cameron Pennick. Batting eighth, center fielder J.D. Edge. And batting ninth, third baseman Nico Pozlesny. And like I said, they will face Bryce Niebrugge, who comes in 0-1 with a 3.6 earned run average. This is his 8th appearance of the season. In 23 and a third innings, he's given up 24 hits, 12 earned runs. He's walked 10 and struck out 18. Opposing hitters are hitting just 247 against him so far this season. As we are just about ready to get it going here. Leading things off, it'll be the shortstop, Aiden Riley, against Niebrugge. Riley comes in hitting .302, no home runs, and 8 RBIs on the season. It'll be Riley, Doss, and Van Fleet to lead things off. Once again, thanks for spending your Wednesday night with us here at Sanford Memorial Stadium. And we are ready for baseball. First pitch of the ball game is in there for a called strike on 1. Like we said, Niebrugge on the mound. Catching is Noah Johnson for Lyman. 0-1. Dribbled foul off of the foot of Riley. Jackson Wainscott at first base. Jackson Warren at second base. Kevin Kusick at third. Yadiel Ruiz at shortstop. Brock Schwartzberg in left field. Andres Arcano in center, even though he is not in the lineup. We'll get to that later. And right fielder Dyson Beeman. 0-2. Just off the plate. It'll be 1-2 now. Riley, the junior, he graduates next year in 2027. 1-2. Tap foul down the third baseline. We'll do it again. A ball and 2 strikes to Aiden Riley, first batter of the game for Apopka. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. First strikeout for Niebrugge. And there's 1 gone.
Now batting the right fielder, Bryce Doss.
Here is Bryce Doss, who comes in hitting just 154, no home runs, and 2 RBIs on the season. Senior outfielder playing right field today. First pitch from Niebrugge is a called strike on 1. Scott Garland is the head coach for Apopka. His first year with the team, he is 8-5. Just outside there. 14-10 record last year. He's assisted by Al Osuna, Steve Stoll, and Chad Hall for Apopka. The 1-1. Line down the right field line. It'll be out of play in foul territory, so a ball and 2 strikes. Catcher Colin Van Fleet in the on-deck circle for the Blue Darters. One and two, nobody on, 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Bryce Niebrugge. Wind to kick the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Drop third strike, throw down to first is in time. Back-to-back strikeouts for Niebrugge, and there are 2 gone here in the first. And that'll bring Colin Van Fleet to the plate as Noah Johnson threw it down over to Jackson Wainscott to record the out after the drop third strike. So 2 gone here. And here is Colin Van Fleet. Comes in hitting .419 with a home run and 7 RBIs. No bat with 2 outs and nobody on here against Niebrugge. The pitch. On the inside corner. First pitch strike to all 3 of these batters here in the first inning for Bryce Niebrugge. A 1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Tyler Spade in the on-deck circle for Apopka. 0-2 with 2 outs and nobody on. Bryce Niebrugge trying to strike out the side to start the first inning. And we have a time called. Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Niebrugge strikes out the side in the top of the first inning. 1, 2, and 3 go the Blue Darters. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Apopka nothing, Lyman coming up. Back here for the bottom of the first inning from Sanford Memorial Stadium, Will Barbera on the call. Thanks so much for joining us here on a lovely Wednesday night for some high school baseball. As we have Apopka and Lyman here in the bottom of the first inning. Jez Hamrick takes the mound for Apopka. He is committed to Coker University, one of two college commits that they have. He is 2-2 this season with a 2.38 earned run average. It's his fifth start. 17 2/3 innings. He's given up 11 runs, 6 of them earned, 7 walks to 20 strikeouts. And first pitch swinging ground ball to shortstop, fielded cleanly, throw across his body to first. Is it in time? Yes, it is. Dug out by Spade at first base. Really nice play by Aiden Riley. And one pitch, one out for Jez Hamrick as Ruiz is retired. Here is Jackson Wainscott, the son of Kevin Wainscott, who is the head coach for Lyman. Greyhound first baseman will bat with 1 out and nobody on. Wainscott hitting .326 as he swings through that one. It's on one. .326, no home runs and 8 RBIs on the season for the junior. A 1. In the dirt, now 1-1. Wainscott and then designated hitter Ethan Farrington will bat third as that's grounded right back to the mound, and Hamrick will toss it over to first, and there are 2 gone very quickly.
At the plate now, the designated hitter number 9, Ethan Farrington.
Well, here is Ethan Farrington, the designated hitter. Comes in hitting .370 with a home run and 5 RBIs. Leads the team with 6 doubles this season. And Farrington is one of 2 college commits for Lyman, as that's in there for a called strike. He is committed to Arkansas Mid-South State. A 1. Dropped it in there. It's now 0-2. Nice pitch there by Hamrick. Hamrick committed to Coker University. Outside, nice block there by Colin Van Fleet. One, 2. Up high above the letters, 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Two. Below the knees now, he's worked it full, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ethan Farrington with 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the first. Scoreless game between Apopka and Lyman. 3-2. Popped up, shallow left field. Back goes the shortstop, and now coming back in, and he dropped it. Just booted it as the wind kind of took it, and that was Riley who could not make the play. So it's an error, and the first base runner of the game. And that's going to bring Kevin Kusick to the plate, the third baseman. He's the other college commit. He's committed to Florida Atlantic University. And he'll bat with 2 outs and a runner on first after the error by Riley. First pitch is low at the knees, 1-0. Kusick comes in hitting .357, no home runs, 2 RBIs. Checked his swing. They say he went. That'll leave him the count at 1 apiece. Brock Schwartzberg, the left fielder, is in the on-deck circle. If we can make it that far. 1-1. Up high, 2 balls and a strike now. 2-1. Jez Hamrick trying to get out of this inning. Hard ground ball off of Hamrick, and it'll carom into right field. I don't know why I said carom like that, because carom is not a word, but it caromed into right field, and now runners on first and second. That's going to be the first hit of the ball game for Cusick. So Farrington, moves up to second base. So with 2 outs, Lyman has something working here as the training staff comes out to take a look. So does Scott Garland to check on his ace, Jez Hamrick. And looks like he's going to try and walk it off and stay in this one. Throw a couple of pitches here to make sure he's okay. But after getting the first 2 outs pretty quickly on a ground out to shortstop and then a ground out back to him, the error to Farrington leads to a base runner, and then the single by Cusick puts runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And here is Brock Schwartzberg, who comes in hitting .235, no home runs, 3 RBIs, also 2 doubles on the season. And he has a chance to give Lyman the early lead here in the bottom of the first. First pitch. On the outside corner, strike 1. Oh, 1 to Schwartzberg. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Hamrick now a strike away from getting out of this. Apopka, the highest ranked team in Pool A coming into today. Outside for ball 1. One and 2 the count. The pitch from Hamrick. Swing and a miss. Oh, and he got a piece of it, and it went back behind the catcher. So we'll do 1 and 2 one more time. Got me all excited up here in the booth. Thought he struck him out to end the inning. But we'll do 1 ball and 2 strikes again here to Schwartzberg. With 2 outs and runners on first and second here in the bottom of the first. Scoreless game between the Apopka Blue Darters and the Lyman Greyhounds. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and that time he got him. First strikeout for Hamrick, and that ends the inning. 1 hit, 2 runners left on, but no damage done. We go to the top of the second. Still scoreless between Apopka and Lyman. Back to work here in the top of the second inning goes Bryce Niebrugge. 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first went the Blue Darts. He struck out the side in order. And here comes Tyler Spade. Comes in hitting .378, leads the team with 2 home runs. And tied for second on the team in a 3-way tie for second on the team with 7 RBIs. And he will lead off the top of the second against Niebrugge here. First pitch. In there for a called strike. Niebrugge now 4 for 4 on first pitch strikes to Apopka batters here, which is very important when you're the starting pitcher in a game. You want to set the tone early in the at-bat. He's done that to this point. 0-1. A little high there, evens the count at 1-1. One pitch. Swing and a miss. He waved at one in the dirt. It's 1-2. It'll be Spade, the pitcher Hamrick, and then second baseman Ty Livingston here against Niebrugge. The 1-2. Outside, 2-2. 2-2. Swing and a miss. 4 straight strikeouts to start the game for Bryce Niebrugge. All of them swinging. And that'll bring Jez Hamrick, the starting pitcher, to the plate. Hamrick comes in hitting .289 with a home run and 7 RBIs. Also has 2 doubles. So he can do it all. And he will attempt to be the first Apopka player to not strike out against Bryce Niebrugge here in the early going. So that ball is fouled back. A 1. Hard ground ball up the middle, and off the glove of the shortstop. That's Yadiel Ruiz, who could not make the play, and there is the first base runner and hit of the ball game for Apopka. And it is Hamrick trying to help his own cause.
Second baseman Ty Livingston.
So that'll bring Ty Livingston to the plate with 1 out and a runner on. And Jorge Santiago, number 51, will come in and pinch run as a courtesy runner for Hamrick. So, runner on first with 1 out. Here's Livingston, hitting .282 with a home run and 5 RBIs. The first pitch on the outside corner. Strike 1 there. 6 for 6 on first pitch strikes is Bryce Niebrugge. Throw back over to check on Santiago. Nothing doing. A 1. Dropped it right in there. It's 0-2. Infield is set up to turn 2 here. Cameron Pennick in the on-deck circle. And throw back again, not in time. So Niebrugge keeping an eye on Jorge Santiago on first base. 0-2. Pop up right side, foul territory. There's the first baseman, and he will make the catch. That is Jackson Wainscott, and there are 2 gone. So first out recorded that has not been by strikeout.
Plate number 27.
And 2 gone for Cameron Pennick, who is committed to Ave Maria University. He comes in hitting .282, no home runs and 5 RBIs. Well, that with 2 outs and Santiago off of first against Niebrugge here in the second. First pitch. Outside, and there's the first pitch ball of the night for Niebrugge. Had been 6 for 6 on first pitch strikes up until that one there. It's 1-0. And batter calls timeout. Be the 6, 7, 8 hitters up for Lyman. Once we get through this inning, it'll be Dyson Beeman, Bryce Niebrugge, and Jackson Warren. As Niebrugge throws back again to check on Santiago. Really doesn't want him to think he's forgetting about him over there. One-0 pitch. In there for a called strike. Count even at 1 apiece. Santiago leading off of first. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Now throw behind Santiago, and it goes into right field. But there to back it up is the right fielder. That's Dyson Beeman. And that'll keep Santiago at first. But a nice try there by Noah Johnson, the catcher, to see if he could end the inning himself by catching Santiago sleeping. But now it's a ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. And a called strike 3 right on the outside corner. The 5th strikeout and first looking for Niebrugge. That'll do it for the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second, still scoreless. Bottom of the second inning back here at Sanford Memorial Stadium. Will Barbera here with you to let you know what's going on in this game between Apopka and Lyman. 6, 7, 8 hitters here in the bottom of the second inning against Jez Hamrick. Dyson Beeman will lead things off. Comes in hitting .281, no home runs and 6 RBIs. And he'll try and get things going against Hamrick here in the second. First pitch. Up high for ball 1. Be Beeman, then pitcher Bryce Niebrugge, and second baseman Jackson Warren. scheduled to face Hamrick, as that is a swing and a miss, 1-1. One. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Two one. Swing and a miss. Now 2-2. 2-2. Popped up foul. Out of play. We'll do it one more time. Two. Just off the plate. He's worked it full. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Dyson Beeman, leading off the bottom of the second here against Jez Hamrick. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts to end last inning and start this one. And that will bring up Bryce Niebrugge, the pitcher. Well, Jez Hamrick has the lone hit for Apopka, and it was off of Niebrugge. Let's see if Niebrugge can return the favor here against Hamrick. Niebrugge hitting .214, no home runs and 6 RBIs on the year, and he takes a first pitch called strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. A 1. Hard ground ball into right field off the glove of the second baseman. That's Ty Livingston, who could not come up with it. So Bryce Niebrugge and Jez Hamrick are both 1 for 1 against each other in this game.
Play number 10, Jackson Warren.
And now we will have a pinch runner come in for Niebrugge. It'll be number 11, Grady Davis, to pinch hit for the pitcher. So 1 out now, and here is Jackson Warren, who comes in hitting just .200, no home runs, no RBIs. He does have 2 doubles on the season. And he'll bat with 1 out and a runner on. Pitch from Hamrick. They square around to bunt, and he swung at it and did not make contact with the bunt, so it's 0-1. Warren trying to get Davis into scoring position with a sac bunt here. A 1. Up high, as well as inside for ball 1. Evens the count at 1 apiece. One pitch. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Two one pitch. There goes the runner for second. It is fouled off down the first base line, out of play. It was Davis who took off on that pitch, so count even at 2-2. Noah Johnson, the catcher, waiting in the on-deck circle before we get back to the top of the lineup for Lyman, as we have a little meeting on the mound between Hamrick and the second base umpire. We're back to action here. Two from Hamrick. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second base is in time and got him. A strike him out, throw him out, double play to end the inning. Hamrick strikes out Warren. And then Colin Van Fleet guns out Grady Davis at second base. Inning over. We go to the third. We're still scoreless. Back here for the start of the third inning, and Bryce Niebrugge will go back out there. 5 of the 6 outs that Lyman has recorded have been via the strikeout. So Niebrugge with 5 strikeouts and 1 hit allowed through the first 2 innings. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters here in the third as center fielder J.D. Edge will lead things off. He comes in hitting just 194, no home runs, 5 RBIs. Matter of fact, no extra base hits so far on the season for Edge, as that one is just off the plate for ball 1. J.D. Edge, I must say, is one of the cooler names I have seen in this tournament. There's been some pretty cool ones. But J.D. Edge is a good name for a wrestler for any WWE fans out there. 1-0. Just outside, 2-0. Be J.D. Edge, Nico Pozluzny, the third baseman, and then back to the top of the order for the shortstop, Aiden Riley. 2-0. Lofted to left field, not deep. Left fielder has a play on it, and he will make the catch. That's Brock Schwartzberg out in left field making the play. And there's one away. So that'll bring Nico Pozluzny to the plate, hitting 186. No home runs and an RBI. Just 1 extra base hit, which is a double. So he'll bat with 1 out and nobody on here. First pitch from, is laced into right field. That is a fair ball. And they're going to say it's foul. Oh, ladies and gents, I don't know about that one. I know I'm not down there on the field, but to me, that looked like it was right on the line. Would have been a first extra base hit for Apopka, but instead it's just a loud strike. And it's 0-1. So a lucky break there for Niebrugge and the Greyhounds. 0-1. Dribbled foul. It'll be 0-2. Shortstop Aiden Riley, the leadoff hitter in the on-deck circle. Top of the order waiting in the wings here with 1 out. Oh, 2. Just off the plate for ball 1. So a ball and 2 strikes here. 1 out, nobody on, top of the third. Bryce Niebrugge has pitched well so far. Outside, that evens it at 2 apiece. The 2-2. Outside, and I guess that is ball 4. My apologies, folks. I had the count wrong. First walk issued by Niebrugge. So that'll bring Aiden Riley to the plate. 1 of 5 strikeout victims for Niebrugge to this point. And it looks like we may have a chat here between Noah Johnson and Bryce Niebrugge. Oh, and actually it appears it'll be the head coach, Kevin Wainscott, talking to the home plate umpire. And still having a discussion, now talking to the catcher, Johnson, and now the umpires will meet and have a discussion. I wonder if that was about the count, Because it looked to me like it was 2-2, and that's what I had it down as, and that last ball should have been ball 3, in which case Posluszny would still be in the batter's box. And now a conversation between Wayne Scott, and they're going to bring the batter back. This is all very confusing. I do believe it was 2-2. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. 3 balls and 2 strikes is the count. And that's going to bring Posluszny back. So no walk issued now. It'll be 3-2 to Nico Posluszny after some confusion. The 3-2. Outside, and now there's ball 4. So just a delayed result. And now here comes Aiden Riley, the shortstop. 0 for 1, struck out swinging. One of 5 strikeout victims to this point for Niebrugge. And if he's not careful, he may not strike out anybody this inning. First pitch. Outside, 1-0. Riley came in hitting .302, no home runs, 8 RBIs, and now Johnson and Niebrugge having another conversation. The 1-0. Outside, called strike. It's 1-1. Or excuse me, on the outside corner is what I meant to say. They'll throw back over, nothing doing, as they check on Posluszny. Bryce Doss, the right fielder, in the on-deck circle for the Blue Darters. One. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2 now to Riley. Aiden Riley with a runner on first, trying to build some momentum this inning against Niebrugge. And now he asked for time, did not receive it. It's outside. They throw back behind the runner at first. It gets a little bit behind Wayne Scott, the first baseman, but they still are able to keep Posluszny there. So the count is now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the umpire did not grant Riley time. And they'll throw back again. Nothing doing one more time. So Niebrugge, not a fan of these base runners of the past 2 innings. He's thrown over quite a bit, even though he's only allowed 2 base runners to this point. But each time they've been at first base, there's been quite a few throwovers as the 3-2. Outside for ball 4. So back-to-back walks to the 9-1 hitters. Up to second base goes Posluszny. First time for Apopka, a runner has reached scoring position, and here comes Bryce Doss. 154, no home runs, 2 RBIs. Struck out swinging in his first at bat, and now it looks like we are going to have a meeting on the mound. Kevin Wainscott going to come out and talk to Bryce Nebrugi. I mean, Nebrugi was cruising. He struck out 5 batters in the first 2 innings and just allowed 1 base runner. Got the first out of the inning on a lazy fly ball to left field, and then back-to-back walks with 1 out to put the Blue Darters in a position where they could potentially take the lead here this inning. As Wayne Scott has said everything he needs to say, which means Nebrugi and the Greyhounds will go back to work defensively and get ready for Bryce Doss. First pitch. He squares around a bunt and drops it down foul. It'll be 0-1. It's not a bad idea because I know you want to get runners on first and second here with 2 outs, especially with the way Nebrugi's pitched to this point. But your 2 hitters in the batter's box. He's got good speed. You got runners on first and second. It's the 3rd inning. I'd let him swing, but that's just me. Let him try and get on the board against Nebrugi. A 1. Up high, a ball on a strike now. The 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike now. Nebrugi losing his command a little bit here in the 3rd inning. He was just dotting up everything he needed to through the first 2 innings or so. And then after getting the first out here in the 3rd, he's had trouble finding the strike zone. 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Got back on track there with that pitch. Count now even at 2 apiece. Colin Van Fleet, the catcher, in the on-deck circle for the Blue Darters. The 2-2. Fouled off. We'll do it again. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on, 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Bryce Nebrugi trying to roll a double play to get out of this jam. And timeout called. Stepping out of the box was Doss. And he steps back in, so we're back to action here. 2-2. The pitch. Popped up on the infield. Catcher Johnson looking for it. Now the first baseman calls him off, and Wayne Scott makes the catch. 2 gone. And a good job of communicating there between Jackson Wayne Scott and Noah Johnson, as that ball was kind of in between the 2 of them in foul territory.
Now batting number 36, Colin Van Fleet.
So 2 gone now, and here is Colin Van Fleet. Also struck out in his first at-bat. Ended the first inning. So with 2 outs and runners on now, could be the last chance in the inning to make something happen for the Blue Darters. And time called here. First pitch, swing and a miss on 1. Runner with a big lead off a second. He's going for third. The pitch is taken high and no throw to either base. It's a double steal as Posluszny takes third and Riley takes second. So the double steal is pulled off, and now with 2 outs, it's a 1-1 count to Colin Van Fleet with 2 runners in scoring position. Big opportunity here for the Blue Darters in the third. 1-1. Swing and a miss. It'll be a ball and 2 strikes, and Niebrugi just a strike away from getting out of this now. One, two. Swing and a miss. Niebrugi with the strikeout to end the inning. No hits with 2 runners left on base and in scoring position for the Blue Darters. We go to the bottom of the third, still scoreless. All right, back here for the bottom of the third inning.
Leading off the catcher, Noah Johnson.
It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters against Jez Hemrick. Had that strike him out, throw him out double play to end the second. He'll go back to work against Noah Johnson here. And first pitch is in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. It'll be Johnson, then Yadiel Ruiz and Jackson Wainscott after we get back to the top of the order. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now. Oh, 2. Just outside for ball 1. Johnson, the batting average of 0, no hits so far this year and 14 at bats. 1-2. Hard line drive foul down the third baseline. We'll do 1-2 one more time. One, two. Line drive into left field, and there's his first hit of the year, a leadoff single for Noah Johnson. And a leadoff base runner here as we go back to the top of the order for Yadiel Ruiz, who grounded out the shortstop to start the ball game.
Shortstop, Yadiel Ruiz.
Well, here is Yadiel Ruiz. One, two. Bunted right back to the mound, fielded by Hamrick. The throw to first is wide, but he stayed with it. Nice play by Tyler Spade to stay with it and record the out. Up to second base goes Johnson. So it's essentially, well, it is a sacrifice. It does work, although it almost didn't. So one out and a runner in scoring position now. And here is Jackson Wainscott, who grounded out to the pitcher in his first at bat. And time is called. Ethan Farrington, the designated hitter in the on-deck circle for Lyman. Throw back to second base. Did they get him? They did! They picked him off at second base. And now there are 2 outs and nobody on. And Wainscott went from an RBI opportunity to trying to get on to extend this inning. First pitch. Outside for ball 1. So we've now had a pickoff for both of these teams, which we also did last game as well. 1-0. Popped up, shallow left field, third base side there, and making the catch with the wind. Nice play by Nico Pozlesny, the third baseman, and that will end the inning. 1 hit, nobody left on base, and no runs across. We stay scoreless, and we'll be right back after this. Top of the 4th inning, and we got a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel going on here at Sanford Memorial Stadium. Bryce Niebrugge goes back to work, and he will face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, as here is Tyler Spade, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 6 strikeouts to this point for Niebrugge. He's only allowed 1 hit, but 3 base runners. Last inning he walked 2, but left them on the base paths. So far, Apopka, no runs on 1 hit with 1 error. Lyman, no runs on 3 hits. First pitch is in there for a called strike on 1. It'll be Spade, the pitcher, Jez Hamrick, and then second baseman Ty Livingston here in the 4th inning against Niebrugge. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now on Spade. Spade leads the team in home runs in a 4-way tie for second. Excuse me, 4-way tie for second in RBIs as well with 7. 0-2. Ground ball to third. Gobbled up by the third baseman. Throw across the diamond is in time as Kevin Kusick retires Spade. 1 away here in the 4th. Well, that'll bring Jez Hamrick to the plate. He has the lone hit in this ball game for Apopka. 1 for 1 with a single. So he'll bat with 1 out and nobody on here in the 4th against Niebrugge. First pitch. Popped up right side. And in foul territory and not able to make the catch is Jackson Wainscott. And the wind just took him out of that one. So it's 0-1 now. Missed opportunity there for the Greyhounds to get another out. So the at-bat will continue for Hamrick. A 1. Just outside for ball 1 there. Count now even at 1 apiece. One. Popped up, and that'll be out of play as well. It'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. So that hits the roof here at Sanford Memorial. One out, nobody on, top of the 4th. Scoreless game between Apopka and Lyman. One, 2. And a called strike 3 on the inside corner. 7th strikeout for Niebrugge.
Plate number 27, Cam Ron.
And here is Ty Livingston. Two outs, nobody on. First pitch. Up high for ball 1. Livingston popped out to first. He'll bat with 2 outs and nobody on here. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2 now. Niebrugge comes set, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 8 strikeouts through 4 innings for Bryce Niebrugge. That's 5 in a row retired. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still scoreless. Back here for the bottom of the fourth inning from Sanford Memorial, and it has been two dominant pitchers going at it so far, and this one is Jez Hamrick retakes the mound. For Lyman, it'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters as Ethan Farrington, the DH, leads things off. As that one is low for ball one, gets away from the catcher. Farrington, Kusick, and Schwartzberg are the scheduled hitters against Hamrick here in the bottom of the fourth. That ball is spun up the first baseline. It'll roll foul, evening the count at 1 apiece. Farrington with the lone home run for Lyman this season. Nobody else has left the ballpark. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm kidding. Mayhew Thomas has, but I believe he is hurt right now because I do not see him on the roster. Line drive off the glove of the third baseman into left field. That's going to be a leadoff single by Ethan Farrington as Nico Pozlesny with a diving effort but not able to corral that one. So a leadoff single here.
At plate number 12, Kevin Cusick.
And that'll bring Kevin Cusick to the plate. Fourth hit of the ball game for Lyman. All of them are singles. Cusick had the first hit of the ball game for Lyman. He's 1 for 1 with a single. First pitch. On the outside corner for strike one. A 1. Outside. A ball on the strike now to Cusick with Schwartzberg in the on-deck circle. One. Inside, and that one gets by the catcher up to second base. Goes Farrington, and now a runner in scoring position. So Cusick with a chance to give Lyman the lead here in the bottom of the fourth with a base hit. If it's hit well enough to score Farrington from second. 2-1. Checked his swing, but they say he went around. 2-2 now. Two. Tapped foul, and that one got a piece of the catcher. That's Colin Van Fleet. He felt the effects of that foul tip. And he seems to be okay, walking it off. I didn't play a whole lot of catcher when I played baseball, and that was a big reason why. That didn't seem like a whole lot of fun. It seemed to happen a lot more than I liked it. Some of the toughest players in baseball take the catching duties. 2-2. Up high. Count now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kevin Cusick. Leadoff single by Ethan Farrington, and then he reached second on a pass ball. 3-2 now to the FAU commit Kevin Cusick. Two. Swing and a minute. Oh, he did get a piece of it and foul it back, so we'll do it one more time. Three and two. This has been a long at bat for Hamrick. Probably, I would imagine this is the longest at bat of the game to this point for the Apopka starting pitcher. 3-2, runner on second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch popped up, and it'll be out of play down the right field line. Hamrick, and now the batter will call timeout. Three, two. Inside, ball four. So Cusick draws the walk. And now runners on first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth, and that'll bring Brock Schwartzberg to the plate. He struck out swinging in his first at bat. One of three strikeout victims so far for Jess Hamrick. And we will have a meeting on the mound here. I believe that is Al Osuna, the pitching coach, out there to talk to Jess Hamrick. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That is head coach Scott Garland. I'm just being told. My apologies. First-year head coach Scott Garland. And just a meeting of minds out there on the mound. Discuss how we're going to approach this situation. Nobody out, runners on first and second here in the bottom of the fourth. Scoreless game. Coker University commit Jez Hamrick in his first real test here in the fourth in this game between Apopka and Lyman. Here's Schwartzberg. 235 hitter coming in. Just 3 RBIs on the year. He fouls the first pitch back. It's 0-1. Farrington off of second, Cusick off of first. Oh, 1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hamrick's fourth strikeout is the first out here in the fourth inning, and that's a big one.
Now batting number 13, Dyson Beeman.
Well, here's Dyson Beeman. He's one of those 4 strikeout victims, 0 for 1. One out, runners on first and second now. Infield set up to turn 2 for Apopka. Squares around the bunt and peels it back as the first pitch is outside, 1-0. The 1-0. Peeled it back again. It's 2-0. Count to Dyson Beeman. 1 out, runners on first and second here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Scoreless game. The pitch. Lined foul down the right field line. It'll be 2-1. And time granted there in the batter's box. Two one is in there, and the count is now even at 2-2. If Hamrick can get Beeman here, he'll be 1 out away from working himself out of this runners on first and second jam with nobody out. Niebrugge, the starting pitcher, in the on-deck circle. 2-2. Lined into right, and it'll drop foul out of play. So we'll do it again. Hamrick is ready. But, and now Beeman's ready. Took him a little bit. Two. Up high. Count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Dyson Beeman. Walk here would load the bases with just 1 out for Bryce Niebrugge. And time called. Three-two. Popped up right side, shallow right field. In comes the right fielder and making the catch for the second out. That's Bryce Doss who made the play. And there are 2 gone. Both runners stay put. And here is Bryce Niebrugge, 1 for 1 with that single. And then it was Jorge Santiago who came in as the courtesy runner and was thrown out trying to take second base on the strike him out, throw him out double play to end the second inning. So he'll bat here. Two outs, runners on first and second. Niebrugge could be the last chance to take advantage of first and second with nobody out here in the fourth. The first pitch fouled back to the screen. It's 0-1. Jackson Warren, the second baseman, in the on-deck circle in case Niebrugge is able to get on and load the bases here with 2 outs. 0-1. Outside, kept in front of home plate. Nice job by Colin Van Fleet to make sure that didn't get by him and that both runners did not advance into scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runners on first and second. The pitch. Dribbled to third. Kept in front. He tags the runner, and they say he missed the tag. Everybody's safe. That was Nico Pozluzny who kept it in front of him, and instead of making the throw to first base to try and end the inning, he went to tag Ethan Farrington. According to the umpire, he missed the tag, and with 2 outs, the bases are now loaded. And Scott Garland's going to come out and talk with the umpire here and at least try and plead his case. And a short conversation. So 2 outs and the bases are loaded. That'll go down as an E5. So here is Jackson Warren. He struck out in his first at bat as part of that strike him out, throw him out double play to end the second inning. And the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and he has a chance to put Lyman in front in a big way. First pitch is lined into left field. It'll drop in for a base hit. 1-1 will score. Everybody else goes station to station, and Lyman takes the lead. RBI single by Jackson Warren brings home Ethan Farrington.
Now batting number 15, Noah Johnson.
First RBI of the year for Jackson Warren. And it's 1-0, and the bases remain loaded now for Noah Johnson, who singled in his first at-bat. So Jez Hamrick still just an out away from getting out of this, but Apopka now down 1-0. First pitch is inside, 1-0. And Van Fleet doesn't like the baseball, so we'll get a new one to give to Hamrick. Tapped foul, 1-1. Yadiel Ruiz in the top of the order, waiting in the wings here if Johnson can get on and extend the inning. Getting on also extends the lead to at least 2-0, if not more than that. So this is potentially a big moment in this game here. Lyman already leads 1-0 after the RBI single by Jackson Warren, his first RBI of the year. Noah Johnson looking to add to the lead. Jez Hamrick trying to get out of this after only giving up a run. 1-1. Just outside, 2 balls and a strike. Two one. Grounded back to shortstop. And it will go to the bag, and the force out is recorded. Nice play there by Aiden Riley. 6 unassisted. We will go to the top of the 5th inning, but Lyman does take the lead on the RBI single by Warren. It's 1-0 as Apopka comes to the plate. Back here for the top of the 5th inning, Lyman just took a 1-0 lead on the RBI single by Jackson Warren. Back here for the top of the 5th inning, and Bryce Niebrugge back to work. He has 8 strikeouts. Struck out Jez Hamrick and Ty Livingston to end the 4th inning. Here is Cameron Pennick, who struck out looking in his first at-bat. First pitch is hit in the air to right field, giving chase in foul territory and making the catch on the run. That's right fielder Dyson Beeman. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 5th.
Number 20, J.D.
So here is J.D. Edge, who flew out to left in his first at-bat. Just a 1-run game, folks, but with the way Niebrugge's pitched to this point, It's hard to imagine that they're going to be able to get back into this game with one short swing. They're going to have to build some momentum, get some base runners out there as the first pitch is low for ball one. Six in a row retired by Niebrugi. 1-0. Inside, nearly runs in and hits J.D. Edge, but he gets out of the way. It's 2-0. Nico Pozlesny, the third baseman in the on-deck circle. 2-0. Outside, bounce to the plate, 3 balls and no strikes now. Three and 0, 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 5th. Lyman leads it 1-0. The pitch from Niebrugi coming. Right down the middle for strike one. Did not have the green light on 3-0 there. The 3-1. Inside, ball 4. A 1-out walk. Third walk issued so far by Niebrugi and a 1-out base runner now. And here is Nico Pozlesny.
Number 19, Nico Pozlesny.
Walked in his first at bat and stole third base and then was stranded there in the 3rd inning. So the only trouble Niebrugi's gotten in was that 3rd inning. He walked Pozlesny and Riley back to back, and they were both stranded in scoring position. First pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-1. Top of the order in Aiden Riley in the on-deck circle. 0-1, they'll throw back to first, nothing doing. One. On the outside corner, strike one. Or excuse me, strike two. Oh, 2 to Pozlesny, who walked after a little bit of confusion in his first at bat. Throw back to first, nothing doing. The umpire, it was 2 balls and 2 strikes, and on ball 3, the umpire awarded him first base, not knowing that he had the count wrong. So they came back, they saw one more pitch, it was outside, and then he was awarded first base. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 9th strikeout for Bryce Niebrugi, and there's 2 gone. And back to the top of the order for Aiden Riley.
Leading off at the plate, number 34, Aiden Riley.
Riley, 0 for 1, struck out in his first at bat, walked and then stole second before being stranded there in his last at bat. And the runner took off for second, but it was fouled off as they had the hit and run in motion there. But it's 0-1, is back to first base. Goes Pozlesny, or excuse me, Edge rather. Throw back again, not in time. Niebrugi continues to hold runners close on the base pass. He has not allowed many base runners, but when he has, been a lot of throwovers. 0-1. Ground ball to third base. Fielded cleanly. Throw to first is in time, and that will do it, as Kevin Kusick takes care of Aiden Riley No hits, one runner left on, no runs across. It's still 1-0 Lyman as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Back here for the bottom of the 5th inning, it is Jez Hamrick back to work out there. And it'll be the top of the order for Lyman. It was Yadiel Ruiz, Jackson Wainscott, and Ethan Farrington. As Hamrick goes back to work. Ruiz, 0 for 1, grounded out to shortstop, and then had a sacrifice bunt in his last at-bat. So that one is inside, 1-0. 1-0. In there for a called strike, 1-1. On the inside corner, it's 1-2. The way Ruiz leaned out of the way of that makes me think he was completely fooled by Hamrick's pitch. 1-2. Way outside, 2-2. Laced foul out of play down the right field line. We'll do 2-2 once more. The 2-2 pitch. Bounce to third, fielded cleanly. Throw across the diamond is in time, scooped out by Spade. Nice play by Pozluzny there for the first out, 1 away. That'll bring Jackson Wainscott to the plate. He is 0 for 2, grounded out to the pitcher, popped out to third. And now we're going to have a meeting on the mound here. Didn't see any bullpen action, Worming, so I don't think this is to take Hamrick out of the game. Oh, and it is. I was wrong. So Jez Hamrick's night is done, it would appear. Or at least on the mound as he changes gloves. And this is number 34 coming into the game, which is the shortstop, Aiden Riley.
Pay your attention, please. Now pitching for Apopka, number 34, Aiden Riley.
So Riley will take over. He has a 0 ERA. This is only his second appearance of the season. Yesterday was his first. He only threw 2/3 of an inning, did strike out 2 batters. And hitters are hitting 0-0-0 against him after that, so he'll come in and try and take over for Hamrick. And I believe Hamrick will play shortstop unless they're moving one of the other infielders over there. And it looks like Posluszny will move to shortstop and Hamrick will move to third. So a little bit of a defensive shift here as Riley comes in. 1 out, nobody on, and he will face Jackson Wayne Scott. First pitch. High and outside, 1-0. One out. Outside, 2-0 now to Wayne Scott. And that one is in the dirt now, 3-0. Riley falling behind Wayne Scott on his first batter of the game. 3-0 pitch. Right down the middle for strike 1. Three-one. Hard hit on the ground to shortstop, fielded by Posluszny. The throw across the diamond is in time, 2 gone. So back-to-back ground outs here to start the inning. Ruiz to third, Wayne Scott to short. Both plays were actually made by Posluszny. First one when he was at third, and that one after he had moved to shortstop. So here is Ethan Farrington, 1 for 2, reached on an error in his first at-bat. So that one's off the plate, 1-0. And then singled, came around to score the lone run of the game on the RBI single by Jackson Warren. So that one's inside, 2-0. Outside, 3-0 now. Back-to-back hitters he's fallen behind, 3-0 on. Kevin Cusick in the on-deck circle. He's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. And that is a 4-pitch walk to Farrington. So a 2-out base runner now. He's now reached in all 3 plate appearances, an error, a single, and a walk. And here is Kevin Cusick. Like I said, 1 for 1. Singled in his first at-bat, walked in his last. He'll bat with 2 outs and a runner on. First pitch swinging ground ball foul down the third baseline. It's 0-1. Up high, 1-1. Brock Schwartzberg in the on-deck circle. He's 0 for 2. He struck out twice. 1-1. Dropped it in there, and it was a beauty for strike 2. Riley just a strike away from getting out of this inning and keeping the deficit at just a run for Apopka. 1-2. Grounded through the left side, a base hit. Second hit of the day for Cusick, and up to second base goes Farrington. So back-to-back 2-out base runners now. And that'll bring Schwartzberg to the plate. Like I said, 0 for 2. He struck out twice, but that was against Hamrick. So this is the first time he's seen Riley. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Lyman looking to extend their lead. They took a 1-0 lead last inning on the RBI single by Jackson Warren. And that ball is bounced off of the foot of Schwartzberg. It's 1-1. A ball on a strike to Brock Schwartzberg. Swing and a miss, 1-2 now. One, two. Hard ground ball into center field, a base hit. Around third, heading for the plate. And the throw is up the line, not in time. Another runner will get to third. RBI single for Brock Schwartzberg brings home Ethan Farrington. And it's 2-0. And over to third base goes Kevin Kusick as well. So a two-out rally that started with a walk to Ethan Farrington, a single to Kevin Kusick, and now a single to Brock Schwartzberg has runners at the corners with 2 outs. And here is Dyson Beeman. The pitch. Right in there for strike one. So Lyman, the Greyhounds, added a run in each of the last 2 innings. They'll look to extend it even further here as that one is low for ball 1. One one. Outside, 2-1. And now Van Fleet will go out and talk to Riley. RBI singles by Jackson Warren last inning, and now by Brock Schwartzberg have put the Greyhounds up 2-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Dyson Beeman with a 2-1 count and runners at the corners with a chance to extend it even further. The pitch. Inside, now 3-1. And the pitcher, Niebrugge, in the on-deck circle. Ground ball to shortstop. Fielded by Pozlesny. He'll take it to the bag, and that will do it for the inning. But another run does cross the plate for the Greyhounds. An RBI single by Brock Schwartzberg. We go to the 6th inning. It's 2-0 Lyman. Well, folks, back here for the top of the 6th inning, and we may be on upset watch. The 3-11 Lyman Greyhounds are leading 2-0 over the 8-6 Apopka Blue Darters here. And it is largely in part due to the performance by Bryce Nebrugi, the starting pitcher for Lyman. He has 9 strikeouts. He's allowed 4 base runners and just 1 base hit in this game. That one is low for ball 1. 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Bryce Doss, Colin Van Fleet, and Tyler Spade. Looking to get something going for Apopka. 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Pitch. Outside, 3-0. Doss is 0 for 2. Struck out in his first at bat, popped out to first in his last. The 3-0. Outside, and a 4-pitch walk to start the inning. That'll bring up Colin Van Fleet, who's 0 for 2. He struck out twice against Nebrugi. So a leadoff base runner is big here for Apopka, down 2-0. First pitch is laced into right center field. That is going to get down, and it'll not quite get by the center fielder, but it's a single. And from first to third goes Doss. Just the second hit of the ball game for Apopka, and with nobody out, the Blue Darters are in business all of a sudden. And that's going to bring Tyler Spade to the plate. And there will be a mound meeting here. It's a slow walk to the mound. I wonder if they're going to pull Nebrugi here, and no, it doesn't look like he's going to take the baseball from his starter yet. He has been cruising along in this one. He's really dominated the entirety of this game. I mean, 9 strikeouts to 3 walks. That was just the second base hit he's allowed. But just 5 base runners allowed, 3 walks and 2 singles, compared to 9 strikeouts. And that is what has led to this 2-0 lead for Lyman. But a huge opportunity here for Apopka. In the top of the 6th inning. Once again, we only play 7 innings here. Unless we're deadlocked after 7, and then we'll go into the 8th and on after that until we have a winner. So it'll be Tyler Spade, second on the team in RBIs, or tied for second on the team in RBIs. And there was some conversation being had between dugouts there. Not sure what's going on exactly. But we're back to business here. So Spade stepping in. It's still Bryce Nebrugi out there. Runners at the corners. First pitch is low for ball 1. Bryce Doss takes his lead off of third. Colin Van Fleet takes his lead off of first. Actually, I believe that's Ty Livingston, who came in to pinch run. It looks like it. One out. Up high, 2-0. Well, this has been a different inning than the rest so far for Nebrugi. Leadoff walk, a single, and now he falls behind 2-0 on the cleanup hitter, Spade, as they throw back to check on Livingston, who's courtesy running for Van Fleet. Two-0. In there for a called strike, 2-1. Two-one pitch. Tapped foul. Evens it up at 2 apiece. Niebrugge comes set. And they'll throw back again, nothing doing. We do apologize if you can hear that on the broadcast. There are children running around in the stands. Lined into left field, that's a base hit. A run will score, an RBI single for Tyler Spade, and all of a sudden, Apopka cuts the deficit to 1. 3 consecutive base runners to start this inning against Niebrugge.
At play number 21, Jess Hamrick.
Up to second base goes Livingston, and that will bring Jez Hamrick, now the third baseman. He started the day on the mound. He is 1 for 2, singled in his first at bat, struck out looking in his last. He has a chance to tie this bad boy up with a base hit. Still nobody out and runners on first and second. Called strike on the outside corner. It's on 1. Oh, 1. On the outside corner again, it's 0-2. And this would be a big first out of the inning if Niebrugge could get Hamrick. Just inside for ball 1. I thought he was going to ring him up. Now a ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 10th strikeout of the night for Bryce Niebrugge, and there is 1 away.
At play number 47, Ty Livingston.
Well, that will bring up Ty Livingston. So I'm double checking. I don't believe that is, so I believe I had the wrong name. I thought Livingston had come into the game to pinch run for Van Fleet, but that would mean he would be on second and not in the batter's box now. So I'm not exactly sure who's on second for Colin Van Fleet. We will find that out as soon as we can and let you know. But it is Ty Livingston in the batter's box with 1 out and runners on first and second. 2-1, Lyman leads Apopka here in the top of the 6th. Ground ball, hard hit, right side. Diving play by the second baseman. The throw to first, dug out by the first baseman. Beautiful play there by Jackson Warren to get the out, the second out of the inning. But both runners do advance. So, Spade up to second. And whoever is pinch running for Van Fleet moves up to third. Ground ball to second base one more time. Warren Fields throws to first. In time, inning over. So Nibrugi allows a run on the RBI single by Spade, but that is all. As we go to the bottom of the sixth, Lyman still hanging on to a 2-1 lead over Apopka. Back here for the bottom of the sixth inning, the Lyman Greyhounds lead the Apopka Blue Darters 2-1 as Aiden Riley goes back to work for his second inning of work, and he will face the starting pitcher, Bryce Nibrugi, who comes in 1 for 2, singled in his first at bat, and then reached on an error by the third baseman in his last, as that is popped up in the air, shallow center, shallow right, and it is the right fielder making the catch. That's Bryce Doss. And there's one out. So that will bring Jackson Warren to the plate. He is 1 for 2, struck out in his first at bat, had an RBI single for his first RBI of the season in his last at bat, and he'll bat with 1 out and nobody on. He takes a called strike. As it looks like we have some bullpen action warming down there for Apopka. Check swing. Did he go around? No appeal. They will appeal, and they say he did not go. So it's 2-1. Pitch from Riley. Ground ball to third. Backhanded. Throw across the diamond is perfect and in time. That's Jez Hamrick, who makes the play, and there are 2 gone.
Now batting number 15, Noah Johnson.
Here's Noah Johnson, 1 for 2. Singled in his first at bat and then grounded out to the shortstop to end the 4th inning. And first pitch is outside for ball 1. One out. Inside, 2-0. Inside again, 3-0 now. Yadiel Ruiz in the top of the Greyhound lineup waiting, as that one's right down Broadway for strike 1. Three 1 on the outside corner, and he's worked it back full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Grounded toward shortstop. Fielded by Pozlosny. The throw to first. in time, and that will do it. A 1-2-3 inning here in the 6th inning. And we will go to the 7th, the final frame. It's Lyman 2, Apopka 1. Well, back here for the top of the 7th inning, and we could have some drama brewing, folks. A new pitcher is in. It will be number 31, Gavin Estrite for Lyman. He comes in with a 1-0 record and a 1.05 earned run average. This is his 4th appearance of the season. In 6 2/3 innings, he's allowed 1 earned run. He's walked 4 and struck out 14, and hitters are hitting 120 against him. He looks for a save here, as the first pitch is outside for ball 1. J.D. Edge, Nico Pozlesny, and Aiden Riley are the scheduled hitters here in the top of the 7th inning. Estrite needs 3 outs to secure this 2-1 Lyman victory over Apopka. J.D. Edge is 0 for 1. He flew out to left and walked in his last at bat. Swing and a miss. Oh, and he did get a piece of it, actually. 1-1. So a heck of a game for Bryce Niebrugge for Lyman. He goes 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 earned run. So that's outside, 2 balls and a strike. Only 4 hits allowed for Niebrugge in this game as the 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2 now to Edge. Two. Swing and a miss, and that one gets away from the catcher back to the stop, and that is going to be a drop third strike that allows Edge to get to first base. So it is a leadoff base runner despite this strikeout.
Now batting number 19, Nico Pozlesny.
So a runner on with nobody out now for Nico Pozlesny. who is 0 for 1. He walked and stole third in his first at-bat before being stranded there. Struck out swinging against Nibruji in his last at-bat. So he'll bat with nobody out and a runner on. Squares around to bunt, but peels it back as the pitch is outside for ball 1. The 1-0. Outside again, 2-0. The 2-0. 3-0, and Johnson thought about throwing back behind Edge there, but nothing doing. So it's a 3-0 count. Estrite looking for the first out here in the 7th, and that is a 4-pitch walk. So runners on first and second with nobody out now. And that is going to bring Aiden Riley to the plate. He is 0 for 2. Struck out in his first at-bat, reached on a walk, and then stole second before being stranded there and then grounded out to third in his last at-bat. And we are going to have a mound meeting here. And they are going to take the ball from Estrite, so we'll have another pitcher come in. It'll be number 14, Dawson Reeves, who comes in with an 0-0 record and a 5.09 earned run average. This is his 8th appearance of the season. In 11 innings pitched, he's given up 9 hits, 11 runs, 8 of them have been earned, 10 walks to 13 strikeouts. And hitters are hitting just .214 against him. So this will be very interesting. There's nobody out. Lyman holding on to a 2-1 lead over Apopka here in the top of the 7th inning. If Lyman gives up the lead or tie, then they will have the bottom of the 7th inning to try and get the walk-off victory. And if we are still deadlocked after that, we'll go to extras. So that one is up top as he's getting ready, warming up here. So the top of the order set to come to the plate here for Apopka. It'll be Riley, Das, and Van Fleet. Top of the order, man. This is a stressful situation all around. Apopka trying to tie it up, potentially take the lead. Lyman trying to hold them where they are. If they can get 3 outs in this situation with runners on first and second, then they will get the save, and that will end the ball game with a 2-1 victory. But anything else, and we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And it looks like he is just about ready for action. So that will bring Aiden Riley to the plate. Like I said, 0 for 2. And now Johnson will go out and talk to his new pitcher. Riley also done well for Apopka out of the bullpen, replacing Jez Hamrick. So he'll bat here. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. Lyman is set to turn 2. First pitch. Drops a bunt down. It'll be foul. So Riley trying to drop down that bunt, get 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. That would also take out the double play. He's squared around to bunt. Drops it down, and it is another foul ball. So it's 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Outside for ball one. And you hear some moans over there from the Lyman dugout. They didn't like the call. One ball and two strikes now. Reeves facing Riley. The pitch. And they got him. He did not peel back, and it is strike three. One out here in the seventh inning. So here comes Bryce Doss. He is 0 for 2, struck out in his first at bat, popped out to first and reached on a walk, and then came around to score the lone run of the game for Apopka. He scored on the RBI single by Tyler Spade. So he'll bat with one out and runners on first and second now. And he squares around to bunt again before peeling back. That would be an interesting decision. Colin Van Fleet, the three-hitter, waiting in the wings. 1-0. He bunts it down the first baseline. It'll roll foul. So it's 1-1 now with one out and runners on first and second. Hairy situation here for Lyman. Leadoff walk. Actually, it was a leadoff drop third strike that allowed Edge to reach first, then a walk to Pozlesny before the strikeout to Riley. One. Outside, 2-1. Two-one pitch. Fouled back to the screen. Count now even at 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, one out, runners on first and second. Dawson Reeves, the pitch. And a called strike three on the outside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts. One swinging, one looking, and Apopka is down to their final out. And it is Colin Van Fleet. 1 for 3. He struck out in his first two at-bats, had a single in his last at-bat. And he represents the final hope for Apopka here. Two outs, runners on first and second, and now going to have a talk. Kevin Wainscott going to have a conversation with the home plate umpire here. And it looks like the umpires are now going to have a meeting and talk about whatever the question Wainscott asked the home plate umpire is. So now Johnson and Reeves will go out and have a conversation, and now Wainscott and maybe it was about the limit of mound meetings, if he could go out there and talk to his pitcher, and it looks like the umpire will allow them to have another one here. So real dramatic situation here, folks, as Lyman having a meeting on the mound here. Kevin Wayne Scott talking to Dawson Reeves and the rest of his infield about how they want to play and pitch to Colin Van Fleet here. J.D. Edge off of second base, Nico Pozluzny off of first. With 2 outs, Lyman an out away from securing a 2-1 victory and upsetting Apopka here. First pitch. Just off the plate for ball 1. The 1-0. Up high, nearly hits him, and it does hit him. So Van Fleet will be awarded first base after the hit by pitch, and now, hold your breath, everybody. 2 outs and the bases are loaded, and here comes Tyler Spade, who is the team leader in home runs and RBIs, tied for the team lead in RBIs after the RBI single he had in his last at-bat. And a pinch runner for Van Fleet as Hall comes out. So Edge off of third, Pozluzny off of second, Hall off of first for Van Fleet. And it is Tyler Spade who represents the final out. And if you're Apopka, I don't know who you'd rather have up there. First pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1. A 1 pitch. Inside, 1-1 now. Inning started with a drop third strike on a strikeout of J.D. Edge that allowed him to reach first. 1-1. Laced foul. And Apopka down to their final strike. It's 1-2. After that, Nico Pozluzny drew a walk. So there were first and second with nobody out. Then back-to-back strikeouts of Riley and Doss before the hit by pitch to Van Fleet loaded the bases. And now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded, top of the 7th, 2-1. Lyman leads Apopka. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and that will do it. Dawson Reeves is fired up. He strikes out Spade, and they leave him loaded. Lyman beats Apopka 2-1. And what a pitching performance by the Lyman Greyhounds in this one.
And that's the ball game. The final score. Lyman 2, Apopka
2-1 the final, and I mean, you got to shout out Bryce Nebrugi in this one. He goes 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks, 5 hits allowed, and 1 earned run. Good job by both Gavin Estrite and Dawson Reeves as well to finish off the 7th inning here and get the 2-1 victory. That is going to do it here from Sanford Memorial Stadium, and it's been a heck of a day of baseball here at the Classic High School Invitational Tournament. And you've been watching on FloridaLeagueTournaments.com. Thank you so much for spending your Wednesday with us here in Sanford at Sanford Memorial Stadium. It was a heck of a day of baseball. And be sure to be back here tomorrow and on Friday as the tournament concludes, as we will have those matchups ready for you then. Thank you all so much for spending your Wednesday here with us. My name is Will Barbera. You guys have been great. Thanks so much. And once again, make sure to tune into the rest of the tournament right here on FloridaLeagueTournaments.com. Thank you all so much, and we will see you next time. Signing off for now as Lyman beats Apopka 2-1.